Welcome to a special series of This Week in Canton City Schools, where we'll focus on the mental health and wellness of our kids and families. I'm Jacqueline Power, the broadcast media instructor here at the Timken Career Campus of McKinley High School, and your host today. The Canton City School District continues to partner with the Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health Agency. This agency provides a myriad of resources to the Stark County community and, most importantly, to our students within CCSD. Each month, we will feature resources and strategies to help the mental well-being of all of our young people. On this episode, we are talking with the Chief Operating Officer of CNA, Jodi Santillo. Sit tight, all of that starts right now. As we continue to look for ways to balance the demands of day-to-day life and the obstacles we can face, our mental health and wellness continues to be at the forefront of the needs of our young people. This continued series of shows with the Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health Agency will provide all kinds of different ways to address the needs of our youth in regards to mental health and wellness. On today's episode, we have Jodi Santillo, the Chief Operating Officer of CNA. So Jodi, first of all, thank you so much for being here and welcome to our program. So this is your first visit to our set, so welcome inside and in front of all of this. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. Tell us kind of your hometown, college.
Okay, thank you for inviting me in.
Yes.
It's exciting to be here. So I'm Jodi, and I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. My parents were both educators, and my mother actually ended her career as a high school guidance counselor. So we both had a passion, all of us, for helping people, and I think that's what interested me in the counseling field. So I went to Kent State, graduated with a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in community counseling, and went on to become a therapist. And then through different career choices, worked for a couple of different nonprofits, learned about child and adolescent, and thought that is a place I would really like to be. I met somebody who worked there and actively recruited me to join the team, and I'm very happy that they did that. So that's how we got to where we are today.
That's funny that you say you came from a household of educators, because probably every guest I've had on the show in the entire series, I've always said there's so many parallels between what the agency, like the mission and the vision of the agency, and the work that you all do with our young people mirrors so much education as a whole, like in the passion that it takes for both sets of careers, because you're looking at an entire person. It's not just one tiny little thing in a box that you're thinking, okay, this is one thing I can fix or whatever it might be. It's like you have to take a big picture look. So I think that's fascinating that you did come from a household of educators and this was your career path.
You're exactly right. And I was thinking a lot of what we do, because we work with children, is education for the families, like what is natural, but maybe is something to be concerned about. So we do a lot of prevention and education, so it really just does align very nicely.
And they're like this perfect little marriage between education and mental health. So you kind of explained this a little bit, but how did you first become affiliated with Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, and what positions have you held within the agency?
So like I mentioned, I was recruited by a staff member who said, this is a great place to work, you should come down. And so that's what happened. Joined the team as a school-based therapist. So I know you've met with a couple of them, actually in Canton City. That was my first assignment. I was a Canton City school-based therapist. Back then we had quadrants. And so I really enjoyed that. And then I moved into a case management supervisor position, because I had lots of experience in my previous positions with case management. And that is like real hands-on and something that I enjoy. So I oversaw case managers and then the entire case management program. At one point, I was the school-based lead, overseeing the school-based program. I was over our youth program, our middle childhood program for a while, supervised the peer program, was the assistant clinical officer because I have the clinical background, and now I've transitioned into the chief operating officer role. And that also does still use some therapy skills.
I bet it does. So a COO of really any organization, like that job title, that part of it I get. But what are some of those specific responsibilities that you have in this organization? Like responsibilities, tasks, whichever direction you want to go with it.
So basically, operations is keeping the wheels turning, keeping us moving forward, keeping everything running smoothly. So it can be everything from, do the staff have the tools and equipment they need to do their job? Do they have the laptop? Something as simple as that. Does it work? Keeping everything functional to keep the doors open, to do we have the staff? And that is one of the most challenging parts right now. There is a shortage of mental health professionals. And so we are constantly working to recruit new staff and also very focused on the retention of our existing staff, because we really value our staff and it's important. So that is my biggest challenge, and that's where I said some of those clinical skills fit in as far as talking with people and interacting with people and helping them out.
Yeah, I definitely feel like once the person is there, then it's like, okay, we want to keep you. We're going to invest in you and we want to keep you. So what does it take? So during the past year, speaking of that clinical staff, we've had discussions on challenges of hiring clinical staff when there's a shortage of therapists, not only here in Stark County, but really across the state and nationally. So how is CNA meeting those challenges? So like you said, that recruitment process, like, because I've had several guests in the last year just kind of talk about this field. There's a shortage in people to put in place to help others.
Absolutely. So what we do is lots of advertising, make sure people know we exist, what our mission is, and we work with a recruiting agency, because recruiting is really almost a full-time job at this point. We want to make sure that not only are the incoming candidates a good match for us, but that we're a good match for them. It really has to be both ways.
Right.
And we provide a lot of upfront information to candidates as far as, like I said, our mission, our vision, our values, as well as salary information, benefit information, and a little bit about our culture. Because we really want people to know who we are and why we're so great.
And I feel like this newest generation of young people, I think salary and benefits is like, yeah, that's important to them, but I don't know that that holds as much weight as the previous generation when it comes to the power of the culture of an environment. They're looking for a place that they feel good in as much as it matches like a monetary gain, which is kind of a shift, I feel like, for when you're doing that recruiting process. So I guess that's more of a personal observation, but I do feel like this next generation really is looking for, do my values align with the place that I'm going to every day that is paying my bills, but I need to feel like I'm a part of?
Yes, and that's why we provide the values to them, because if it's not a good match, it's not going to work out. And people really are invested in their work satisfaction, not just their paycheck.
Yes.
But that's important too. So that's one of the other strategies that we've taken. We are constantly working to increase salaries as much as financially possible, little bits at a time, making sure that we are competitive in the current market, particularly with like agencies, other nonprofits, just so that we are competitive, because people want to be happy, but they also need to eat.
True.
Very not happy.
Right? Like that one doesn't go without the other. So with kind of a shortage of clinical staff, how has this affected CNA and kind of being able to provide care for clients?
Oh, so unfortunately, we're not able to help as many people as we would like to be able to help. Sometimes we have to say we're just at capacity, but most of the time what we do is triage. So if somebody comes to us and need us services, we make sure that they understand we offer more than traditional therapy. I think sometimes people just think about mental health, they think therapy, they may not realize that we also have parent education training programs that could be helpful. We have the peer support, we have case managers who are invaluable with teaching life skills. And some of these folks are community based and they can meet with children in their homes, in their schools, wherever the need is. So we really have to look at what is the need and how can we meet it in what might not be somebody's picture of a traditional way. But we also do offer, the alternative school program, and we have psychiatric. So just really trying to put people into the least restrictive service that they need.
Yeah, I would agree with just like making that assessment. And I think that there are some misconceptions that, okay, this is the unilateral one way to do everything, and there really isn't. You guys provide a myriad of services that would meet lots of different needs. So some of those challenges, so we'll kind of set any of the challenges of maybe like shortage of individuals to put in place, maybe it's not the right fit. Why would someone want to work for CNA? So like that elevator speech of like, why would you want to be there and want to work? I mean, I have 1,000 reasons why, but I'll let you tell them.
Well, right. I have 1,000 reasons why, too. I guess I didn't mention that I started in 1999, so I didn't hold all those positions in the last 6 months.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right. So I've been there since 1999 because I truly believe that we have the greatest staff. We have so many experts that it amazes me still sometimes. And everybody is dedicated to the same mission of helping children and improving lives. That's really what it's about, and I feel like we put our money where our mouth is. That's what we're out there to do. I appreciate you letting us come on and educate the community that this is what we have available, because not everybody knows. I think that the culture and the staff is a big reason to work there, as well as we have great benefits. Our insurance is exceptional. We charge very little to the employee. The agency absorbs a great portion of the cost for the health insurance. And then we offer lots of bonuses. We even offer to our staff, if they recruit someone, that they can get a recruitment bonus, because I think I can sit there and say, oh, this is a great place to work, but if you meet someone who's doing the work,
and they can say that.
And they can say that and explain to you better what their day-to-day looks like. That goes a long way. So sometimes we've actually had candidates want to speak to someone doing the work, and we're totally open to that. Because I think that there are a lot of benefits as far as our flexibility. We offer a very flexible schedule. We have 4 locations, so that right there is some flexibility for people. I just think overall it is a great place to work with a fantastic mission.
And we've talked a little bit about some of those benefits, but obviously there's tons of terrific benefits. So tell our viewers about the benefits of working at the agency, in addition to maybe anything we've left off the list so far.
One thing that pops into my mind is that we support people continuing their education. We offer lots of in-house trainings. When people are licensed as a social worker, counselor, psychologist, various different licensures require continuing education. We offer most of that in-house so that people don't have to have an additional cost out of pocket. We help people with tuition reimbursement. Student loan forgiveness is a really big thing right now. That is a financial incentive that's not measured in your salary. And I know that a lot of staff really rely on that to get that public loan forgiveness. And just to be able sometimes to continue your education. We also offer a partial licensure reimbursement, which I don't know of a lot of places that do that.
Right.
Sometimes we will send people to trainings that are out of house and pay for that, so they don't have to take on that cost themselves, because we want our staff to be knowledgeable and experts, and we realize you have to continue that education.
Absolutely. And that's another way that it's mirrored in the field of education. We have to do the same thing. Like we have to continually, when we renew licenses or add on things, we have to do the same thing. We have to constantly be going back, which is good, because then you learn the most up-to-date and fresh things. I mean, I understand the concept, but it can be very costly. So that's a huge bonus.
A huge bonus. And it also sets people up to be able to move up, to have upward mobility within the agency, we hope.
Yeah.
So I think that is also very important to people. in the past. Sometimes I've heard people, working for other places where they just feel like they've maxed out or reached their ceiling and there's nowhere to go. So they just kind of don't see potential for growth. And so we like to not only offer those opportunities, but to help people get there, give them the skills to get there.
Sounds like a great package. So not only does it, on paper, that looks really, really great. They have the opportunity to speak with people in those positions to see if it's a good fit. You've also been recognized for some awards and recognitions the past couple years. So your peers in the community they've obviously seen great gains. So you've got all of these things in-house, and now out-of-house, people are recognizing that. So tell me a little bit about that.
So that's really exciting because some of the awards we've received are peer-driven, and some of them were based on our own staff surveys.
Oh, that's incredible.
Anonymous staff surveys. So I'm like, okay, so people really do appreciate working here. We were recognized actually as one of the best, or the best nonprofit in Ohio, which is really exciting.
That's incredible.
Yes, that's huge. And one of the top workplaces in Northeast Ohio. So that is also incredible. We are one of the best companies in Stark County to work for. So it's local and statewide recognition.
The best nonprofit in the state of Ohio. That's wild. I don't even have words for that. There are so many, and for our viewers, if you don't understand, there's so many umbrellas or so many nonprofits that fall under one great big umbrella, and to have been able to take that top spot is really, really incredible. So speaking of future employee opportunities, talk about agency internships and kind of what levels are offered within it.
We have internship opportunities available starting at the associate's level. We have positions for associates, bachelors, masters, doc, pre-doc, post fellows for the docs. So really every level you can think of. And that's really important because it gives the person doing the internship a feel for what the real world work is like, and if they would like to work there, and it also gives us an opportunity to possibly recruit staff from that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That being able to come in at any level of education, starting at that associate's degree all the way through, and then
to the doctoral level,
all the way through, which means they're getting real world experience. And I think internships are really critical to make sure it's where your passion is before you decide, like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I'm sure, like anything is, like in education, every building is a little different, every district is a little different, so it gives them a perspective and potentially it's a fit for them. So I'm a high school teacher at McKinley, so it's the downtown campus, but either way, high school is my thing. So what do you feel can be done to start getting more students interested in the field of mental health, like at a high school level? Because we talk about career paths, we have career fairs, and what should, even as a single classroom teacher, what can I be telling my kids? What can my academic counselors be telling kids?
I think it would be great if you can invite us to a career fair.
Okay, we will.
Can talk about ourselves with the students directly. Also, we have staff that are willing to go into classrooms and talk to students and generate that level of interest and explain to them what it's truly like. Also, any volunteer opportunities that the students want to look at in the community probably would help them understand what it's like to be involved with a community-based organization.
So that's a start. You'll be on the list.
Perfect.
I've got a person.
Perfect.
I'll let her know. So the next one, you guys will be there. So I'll connect through you and connect through Dan, and we'll make sure you're there. Okay. So how would someone go about learning more about open positions or inquiring about a position currently with your agency?
So if you wanted to look at our open positions, those are posted on our website. You can also reach out to recruiting@childandadolescent.org. That is our primary recruiting agency, and they have all the information about what positions are open, what those positions look like, job duties, hiring managers, pay ranges. And our recruiter is fantastic at, if somebody applies for one position, but maybe it's not necessarily the best fit, saying, hey, these are these other opportunities that are available, or maybe somebody applies or inquires and the position was recently filled, we still will talk with that person about other positions that they may be interested in.
So always open positions.
Always open positions, always looking to make the best match.
Perfect. So who else is working on your HR team? Like who else, like you said, that they can go or speak or whatever. So who else works with you to make this happen?
So there's 3 of us. So I'm the Chief Operating Officer and over HR. And so we have our HR lead, Kay Lanier, and she also works with an assistant, Courtney. And Kay has actually gone so far with candidates as to compare, if somebody's already in the field, compare their current salary and benefits to what they would be looking at if they joined us.
Okay.
And we've had people come on board who actually took a salary cut, but when they factored in all the benefits with the health insurance, are making more money. And so we actually will sit down with people. When I say we, I mean Kay. The team.
The team.
And do a side-by-side comparison so that people really are comparing all aspects.
Well, it sounds like you could visit the website. And then what was the other address that you gave us that they can visit?
It's an email address.
Okay.
recruiting@childandadolescent.org.
So their website.
recruiting@childandadolescent.org.
And if they just want to pick up the phone and call, can they just call the regular?
Absolutely. They can call the regular number and we ask to speak to somebody in HR or somebody about positions, and we can get them where they need to go.
Wonderful. So thank you so much for all your information today, all those resources. So go out, check out the website. So for more information on this topic and much more, you can go to the CNA website, www.childandadolescent.org, or call the CNA office at 330-433-6075. Thanks to Dan Mucci with his new title, Mission Advancement Director of Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, for helping us to coordinate this episode and future episodes in this partnership. As for the TV11 staff, we'll continue to bring you an inside look at the district each week during the regular school year, in addition to this series of shows on mental health and wellness. So if you're a staff member and would like to have a feature story on our program, please email me at power_j@ccsdistrict.org. We'd love to have you into the studio to showcase those valuable experiences our kids have here at the Canton City School District and the supports we have in place to educate the whole child. Please visit our website at ccstv11.com, where you can get information on all of our shows and watch us on your favorite device. We will see you next time.